Good afternoon and welcome once again to the Alumni Special. My name's Dilly MacFarlane, and during the coming weeks I'll be talking to some interesting people from here at Mount St. Vincent University. Today our interesting guest is Mr. Marc Neima, who is currently in the process of directing and producing a chorus line to be presented here at the Mount.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's nice to see you.
Yeah.
I bet you're pretty busy these days.
I'm very busy these days, as a matter of fact, yes.
When is the show ready to go?
We open on the 7th of February. I think we'll be ready in 1987 sometime. No, we're opening the 7th of February.
Right. A little bit, just to share some information about you, Marc, with our viewers. Your family is originally from Nova Scotia, but you came to the Mount from Ontario, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. We've lived basically everywhere. But prior to coming to the Mount, I was living in London, Ontario, I guess, at that time.
I see. And you're studying here now? I'm
studying here now, yeah, that's right.
What line of study are you?
I was doing a BSc, but, you know, I keep getting back into theater no matter what I try to do. So I've changed over and I'm doing basically arts courses now.
I see.
I'm hoping, well, I'm auditioning for the National Theatre School this March. So.
Fantastic. I hadn't heard that. That's great. Good for you, Marc.
We'll see what happens.
All right. I know that you've been involved in a number of the Mount productions. I know that you and I have worked together on a few of them.
Yes.
What was your first one that you did when you came?
That was with you as well. That was Top Girls.
That's right.
In fact, I recall auditioning for Top Girls. Now, it's an all-girl cast, as you know, but I just love auditions. No, I just love going to auditions. And, well, I decided, met Barry Dunn, who directed that one, as you know, and he asked me to do lights. So if you remember, I did lights for that show.
Yeah, that was a the production.
It was great.
A lot of work, but I think it went over well.
Oh, yeah.
And right after that, of course, we went into the 84 season of the Mount Playhouse.
Of the Playhouse, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I did 2 shows with you in that.
That's right.
And
the 15-minute Hamlet.
The 15-minute Hamlet, yes.
Which was great.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
And Babble Rap. Which,
Babble Rap.
Interestingly enough, prior to coming to Halifax, that was the last show I did in Ontario, was Babble Rap as well.
For heaven's sakes.
That's why, well, I was talking to Peter Schwinger, who was artistic director, I believe, that year.
That's right, yeah.
And I said to him that I knew of a piece. He was looking for a short piece on that theme, and I said, well, I happen to know a piece because I just came out of doing it. And so I gave him the piece, and he liked it, and he arranged for the royalties or whatever, and they were able to do the show, so he asked me to do it again.
That's
and I was really pleased because, you know, Peter directed it, and every time you do a show, it's a little different. Well, Peter's direction was very different, and I really liked it.
Yeah,
you know, it's the Laurel and Hardy sort of thing that Mary Clancy and I did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
That was quite a good season altogether. The
It was.
15-minute Hamlet. I know that you got some rave reviews for your performance in that. You were.
Yeah.
It was pretty
That was
special.
fun. That was fun. It was crazy, though, especially when we did it in 1 minute. Tried to break the 1-minute barrier of Hamlet.
That's right.
I cannot. That is probably about the only show that I've ever done that I cannot remember the lines from, because all the lines were so incoherent. There was no pattern to them. But it was hilarious. It was just
really
hilarious.
Was. The audience loved it. And then, of course, you were involved in the 85 season of the Playhouse as well.
That's right.
But in between, you did
2 shows with Dr. O'Neill, Dr. Patrick O'Neill. I did. What order did they go in?
Snoopy.
Snoopy was first.
And then Touched.
And then Touched.
That's right. Yeah.
Which, well, night and day, those two. They're so different. One was, of course, a fun musical, Snoopy.
What was your part in Snoopy?
Linus.
Of course, yes.
You know, actually, I really got worried. I was getting so comfortable with that, I was worried I would be sitting in class someday and catch myself sucking my thumb. I was really very worried about that. Fortunately, it didn't happen, and I've broken the habit.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that you kicked the thumb sucking habit.
One of the nicest things about the Snoopy show, of course, was that I don't remember the name of the group, Kids in Music Festival, asked us to perform it at the Rebecca Cohn. So we got to play it in a very big audience. That was really enjoyable.
That's great.
They had, a couple of the organizers had seen it here at the Mount, and they were organizing this festival, so they said, hey, why don't you come do it for us at the Cone? So that was great.
And you got good reviews from that?
Yes, we got very good reviews from that, yeah.
What, now this last season at the Dinner Theatre, you were, what was your name? I've forgotten now. You were on the Russian night.
On the Russian night, we did a show called Life in the Country by Chekhov.
That's right.
And I was...
I can't remember your name.
I don't know if I can remember my name. I'm trying to remember Chris saying my name. He says it, Ivan Ivanovich.
That's right.
That's right. and he was Tolkachev, or something of that nature, yeah.
That was a good production, too.
That was fun to do. Again, you know, Peter Schwinger directed that, and I really enjoy working with Peter. He's a fun director to work with.
Well,
He's just a fun guy.
Well, you're a good actor, and I think
Thank
that the general public agrees, because we often have people asking about you and that sort of thing. And I don't know whether people are aware that you not only act, but you do get involved in, well, you have been my right arm, technically speaking, with the Playhouse for a couple of seasons now. And of course, when we first met, that first production, you were doing some of the technical works. That's
doing
right.
the lights, that's right.
But now, of course, you're into something completely different. I understand. Now, this is a chorus line. This is big-time stuff.
It is.
And this is your first opportunity to direct and produce something like this.
The first time I've done both, produce and direct, that's right.
Really?
Yeah. I directed small studio productions in Ontario, a couple little things.
Right.
This is the first real, you know, full-blown directing job.
Mark, everybody is excited about this particular musical. It is a fantastic show. The music is wonderful in it. Tell me about the cast. How many cast members are there?
We have a total of 20 cast members.
Boy, that's a good size
That's a lot of
crew.
people.
Yeah.
And a band of 18 people.
Really?
Yeah, we've got an 18.
Your musical director, I've forgotten.
Oh, certainly, Paul LeBlanc.
Paul LeBlanc, that's right. And he was musical director.
Director for Snoopy.
That's right. Yeah.
And in that first season at the Playhouse, he played piano bar with Mary Reynolds.
Yes.
Is that right? Mary Reynolds?
Yeah, that's right. Second season, yeah.
That was the second season. It was my first season, I'm
That's
sorry.
right, yeah.
That was when I first came. Yeah, and he's assembled a band with the help of Ruth Leggett, a student here, who's assistant band leader. And, we've got drums and electric guitars and electric basses and trumpets and trombones and flutes and clarinets and saxophones and other things that I probably don't know about.
Who's doing the choreography for you?
Mary Turnbull.
Mary Turnbull.
Who offers a dance class here at the Mount.
I see.
Is choreographing the show.
I'm just wondering, I know some of the cast members, current students here, and not the kind of fellas that you would, the men that I'm thinking of. The ladies, of course, are all very geared toward dancing and so on. I'm just wondering how you're
The fellas,
doing.
yeah.
How are they getting along, Mark?
Well, the thing of it is they're working.
Good.
And they've been working on it since September. Good. So they've really come a long way.
Yeah,
you know?
That's a lot of work, isn't it?
It is. It's an awful lot of work. When I first did the auditions and took X number of people, I said to them, okay, you've got to do 2 dance classes a week, an hour and a half each class, so 3 hours a week of dance. And they've done it.
Good.
You know. In fact, a lot of people have been doing 2 and 3, 4 classes a week.
Really?
So we arranged, 4 different classes that they could go to. And so the first half of the year was just basically dance, learning basic dance steps. And then starting January and before, Mary did the choreography. So all the numbers have been set now, choreography, and now we're just running them and drilling and drilling and drilling and
What's
getting
your
it ready to
favorite
go.
number so far? Which one is your favorite?
That's an interesting question.
Are you performing as well?
Yes, I'm playing Zach. Zach, the person, a chorus line, basically, the story is a group of people are coming to an audition to become members of a chorus line for a Broadway show. And so I play Zach, the director of the show, and I'm going to select 8 of these people. Okay, so now my favorite number, that's a tough question. When I first got the album, when I was first considering doing the show, my favorite number was At the Ballet, a song called At the Ballet, which is still one of my favorites. Music in the Mirror, is one that is really going to be a showstopper. We've got a girl, Natalie McLean, playing Cassie, and it's an excellent jazz dancing, just wonderful piece that she does a beautiful solo, and she's a fantastic dancer, this girl.
Oh, look, I'm getting really excited about this.
Oh, yeah.
February the 7th.
February the 7th.
And how long will it run?
It'll run 5 nights.
5 nights. Now, February the 7th, what day of the week is that?
That's a Friday.
A Friday? Are you going,
Friday through Tuesday.
And are you going to offer a matinee, or?
We have not yet decided. I'll see how ticket sales go. I may or may not. It's pretty tough to ask them to dance that twice in a day.
Yeah. It's for amateurs, that's difficult to do.
Yeah, but we'll see. I'm sure they can do it. So we'll see.
That's great. Now, tell me about when you first got started with the project. I know that a chorus line is not the first musical that pops into your head. People with an amateur group don't automatically look for the big time like that.
That's right. Well, I guess it went like this. I was Patrick O'Neill offered me the job of producer. Last year during Touched, I assistant produced that. So he offered me the job closing night of producing this year, which I very happily accepted. So I started right from there. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? There was a show called Children of a Lesser God that I was looking at that I really enjoyed.
Fantastic.
Lovely show. As soon as I saw the script, I wanted to do it, but of course Neptune did it. So then I was looking around, and Patrick said, well, what about another musical? And I said, well, sure, musicals are great, but what are we going to do? Sure enough, that day, a letter came from Tam Switmark in New York saying a chorus line is now offered for amateur production.
That did it.
That pretty much did it. I ordered and got the scripts. I got a copy of the album to listen to it, and yeah, we hired a choreographer and said, yeah, we can do it. So it was basically at the auditions that I finally set the show. I had close to 100 people audition for the show.
Really?
So I said, okay, sure, we can do this. We've got dedicated people, and I was right. We've got dedicated people. We've been working hard, and it is a very difficult show.
Yes.
But
I saw the New York production some years ago, and it is going to be wonderful for the people of Halifax to see it. Have you seen the movie?
No, the movie's not out yet here.
It isn't?
No, it was supposed to be released the 20th, but the theater that's bringing it in here always is a little bit behind.
Oh, I see.
I would imagine it'll probably open about the same time as we do.
Really?
But, you know, that really doesn't bother me. I think it'll generate interest for us. The simple fact of the matter is they're two different shows. There are two different shows. The reason being this just does not lend itself to film. So they had to basically rewrite the script. They dropped Music in the Mirror from the show, which is just the best dance number there is in the show. They've dropped Montage, which is a humongous piece of music and singing and dancing. And they've changed the concept of one of my other favorite songs, What I Did for Love, from the idea of an actor's love for theater and his need for theater to just a straight boy-girl love song. So it really is a different show. I'm not criticizing the movie. I'm sure it's a wonderful movie.
You aren't?
No, not at all. I'm sure it's a wonderful movie. I just think that it's very different. So I don't think we're in competition with it. It would be like us being in competition with Broadway. I mean, we do what we can, and we do a good job.
That's great. That's great, Mark. How are you going? I'm just trying to imagine how you're going to do this. Where will the play be actually performed?
Multipurpose room, the same place as Snoopy last year.
That's on the Rosaria, in the Rosaria Center.
That's right.
Here on our campus.
That's right.
And will you raise the audience and?
Yeah, we'll raise the audience and we'll dance on the floor.
I see.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And how are the sets coming along?
Not bad, not bad. We're going to use a pretty simple set. So, you know, we've put most of our energies into the band, the music, the singing, and the dancing.
And the dancing, right.
Yeah, because I think all eyes will be on those people,
yes,
you know, throughout the show. So I'm not overly worried about the set. We do have a set, of course, but it's not extremely elaborate.
No, that's good. It sounds pretty exciting. How are the nerves holding up? I know that at this point in getting a production together, nerves tend to fray, and people that have been working as hard as your people have been. I know, and with the constraints of schoolwork and family responsibilities in some cases.
They've just been incredible, Dilly. You know, I'm taking an awful lot of their time, and I say, okay, I want the rehearsal to start at 7. That means you're there at 7, ready to go, and they are. They're there at 7. They're ready to go, and the attitude's there. They're all really getting excited because the show's really pulling together, and so that's not a problem.
You know, the tremendous thing, of course, about a production like that is the rapport among the cast and crew.
Sure.
It hangs on and hangs on for a long time. I'm still looking back at Godspell days and seeing it around me. That wonderful bond that is built among them.
It's a wonderful thing. In fact, that's one of the things that the show explores.
That's great. Mark, I'm going to, just before I say thanks a lot for joining us, remind us again of when a chorus line will be presented.
Okay, February 7th through 11th. And that is in Rosaria Center, and tickets can be picked up at the Art Gallery here on campus. They'll be going on sale the 23rd of January.
Great. Okay. Mark, thanks a lot for coming in.
Thank you very much for having me.
I really enjoyed talking to you.
Great.
And I'm going to invite you all to join us again next week here at the Duet facility on Mount St. Vincent campus, and more of the Alumni Special.